Alright, what's going on, guys? I haven't made a video in so long, and I'm too lazy to record some long videos, so I'm reacting to a video of Mr. T Lexvi of the honest review of the Tomb. This video, I think, was made 3 weeks ago, but I don't care, I'm still reacting to it, and I'm honestly curious as to what he's got to say. I mean, I love this map, and, like, that's controversial. I'm probably gonna get spammed in the comments, but I love this map, and I want to see what he thinks about it and give my reactions. And this EDP that you see, I don't know where I'm gonna put it, but the EDP on the screen, that's gonna represent me, okay? Because I'm not showing my face, I'm too scared. But yeah, let's get into it.
So the Tomb just dropped, and today I've beaten the Easter egg. I've done pretty much the majority of the content as I played all of today, and I wanted to give
my quality suck?
review of this zombies map. Now I know the
Dude, my
community
PC
is kinda
sucks.
sent into a hayfire, but I want to give my honest opinion. So let's start off with the positives. Obviously, without being toxically positive. Number one thing I want to say about this map is absolutely gorgeous. It is
Agreed.
The most beautiful zombies map we've seen since Black Ops 4, I would say. It's
Which maps is he talking about? I think he's talking about all of Black Ops 4. Yeah, I think it's like as good as like the Chaos maps. The Ether maps were just meh, but it is definitely the most beautiful looking map in Black Ops 6 and then like the past years. I love the aesthetic of this map. It gives me like 9 Ancient Evil vibes. It's perfect, and like, bro, just look at it. Like, my quality looks trash, but I mean, still, like, just look at it. It looks pretty cool. And you got the Origins type portals. Looks great. And my favorite thing is the zombie models, because I'm so sick and tired of the stupid same zombie models we saw. And that's why I was so disappointed in Citadel, because the zombies were just like these French Syndicate zombies. Like, I wanted to see knights, you know, but we just got these random French Syndicate zombies. Like, Terminus was fine, because I think Terminus had like these, it had like these scientists and like those like fat zombies. People calling them Tim the Tatman zombies. Yeah, those guys. They fit the theme, but like the rest of the maps, like, they're kind of just boring. Like, I think Liberty Falls had some, but this one is by far the coolest. Like, especially those armored zombies. They look amazing, man. I love those guys.
really nice, because a lot of people are complaining about each of those maps being like facilities. I'd even say it's the most beautiful Black Ops 6 zombies map
Facts.
we have to date, which is
Like, I think Citadel, I like the orange contrast in Citadel, but I don't know, Citadel, I have my own issues on Citadel. I think it's very disappointing, that map, because like, that map is like 2% castle, and it was literally like marketed as this like huge castle map, and it's literally 2% castle. Like, most of the map is just village and like the underground citadel, which literally looks like a sewer. Like, it's so boring. The map is great, don't get me wrong, but the actual layout and aesthetic of the map, I like and hate it, you know. I like the orange contrast, I like the swords, I like all that, but it makes me mad whenever I play it that this castle looks huge. Let me show you guys. Like, I'll show you Citadel Castle. Like, look at this. Look at this, bro. Look at how huge this castle looks. It looks massive. And we only get to play, like, literally this little cube right here. Like, why can't we go up here or here in these huge towers or up there, you know? They marketed this map as, like, this huge castle. And not even this one. Like, this one. Like, look at how beautiful this looks. Like, I'd honestly say these pictures right here that they gave us literally make it look like the most beautiful zombies map ever. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, this looks so cool, but you barely get to play in it. So that's why I hate like that. But yeah, let me see.
Is an amazing thing to say, because beauty is a very important aspect of a zombies map. If it's not
True.
A lot of the time you don't like playing it, and that's also something
That's true. Yeah, Liberty Falls. Did he just say it? Hold
how
up.
people were upset that that map wasn't in the nighttime.
Yeah, facts. I like Liberty Falls. I like Liberty Falls, but bro, I can't play this map for too long, because I just hate the aesthetic, and it just disappoints me every time I play it. That they could have gone for a nighttime theme, they could have gone for like a dark ether theme, and they just chose some boring city. And like, I get it, okay, I get they were going for like that type of vibe, like the city that just got overrun, but like, bro, let me show you like Walking Dead city. I forget the name of the city, but like, bro, not this one, bro, like, if you've seen The Walking Dead, and I forget what the name of the city is, but like the original city in The Walking Dead, I forget the name of it, but like, bro, just this right here, this literally looks like a city that's been overrun by zombies. And like, not even this scene, but like in episode 1, like Walking Dead tank scene or something. Bro, like, look at this. Like, look at this, bro. This looks like a city that's been overrun. Like, look at this. If you've seen The Walking Dead, you know what I'm talking about. This is what what Liberty Falls should have looked like. You know, like a scary city that's been overrun. Like, bro. But, like, Liberty Falls, it just looks like a city that's been, like, maybe taken over by, like, the military or something. It doesn't look really, like, that zombified, in my opinion.
It's in the daytime, and it still works. It's like a Shangri-La. And honestly, I like how each area...
I'm just gonna say it, I hate Shangri-La. Only because you need 4 players to open the Pack-a-Punch. And that's impossible in co-op.
Yeah, it's very different. A lot of people are comparing the spawn of this map to something like Terra Maledicta that you saw in Vanguard, or even something that we saw in Black Ops 2, like Buried, and also they're comparing...
Yeah, Buried. Well, actually not like Buried. I think that's different. But I love the spawn room as well. I think it's one of the best spawn rooms I've ever had because it's so big. But like, let me pull it up actually. It's huge. Bro, I can't even find a photo of it. Boom. Okay, look. It's huge. Like, it doesn't look that big here, but like in game, it's huge. But it looks so nice. Like, it actually looks like a dig site. There's mysteries. There's like the bulls. There's the Alistair Rhodes thing in the ground. There's a lot of mystery here, but it's huge and it's so fun to play around because they mastered it perfectly. It looks huge, and you'd think that it's super easy to train there, but you gotta be careful because zombies can come from like any direction here. If you've played it, you know what I'm talking about. It is not easy to train here. You have to learn it, and that's why I love the spawn room. And they change it up, right? Like usually spawn rooms have like quick revive or something, and but this one, they gave you PhD in the spawn room, and they gave you arsenal and armor. I know Citadel has the armor and I think the arsenal as well, but this one gives PhD as well, and that's just great. It makes it feel a lot different than the other maps. And the doors as well are like 2750, which is great because it makes the progression of this map specifically a lot slower, or longer. I mean, like, it takes longer to open up the map, longer to do everything, and that's why I love it, because it feels so different to the other maps. And I'll get more into it, but I just love the spawn room. I gotta say that.
Room, even towards something like Frozen Dawn from the World War II zombies, and obviously the yellow portal side and also the green portal side, to something that we've seen sort of like from the Chaos story, so ancient.
Yeah.
And then obviously with the Pack-a-Punch main area being something that is very, very reminiscent to the Modern Warfare 3 Zombie Skybox, and it makes you even question if it literally is the Modern Warfare 3 Skybox. So ultimately,
Yeah, I saw people complaining about the skybox. Bro, it's just the skybox. Like, I don't care. Like, I think it still looks great. Like, the actual area looks amazing.
In terms of the aesthetics, ultimately, I have to give it like an 8 or a 9 out of 10. It is absolutely...
Yeah, I'd give it a 9 as well.
In a lot of regards. Even the boss fight arena is very, very beautiful. And
Okay, the boss fight isn't the best arena. I think it's cool that you can see it from the outside, and like you can see that we're gonna get head in here, we're gonna go in the boss fight, you can actually see the arena. But I mean, like, I don't know, it's just kind of like a room with a little underground area. There's not much seeing there. I think the actual Pack-a-Punch room looks a lot better.
Honestly, another thing that I do like a lot about this map is I like a lot of the changes with the animations for the ice staff. I think the inspect looks great. I think the way that the ice staff shoot looks great. I also like that now a full charge shot is only 3 bullets.
I think he's gonna get into how he doesn't like the ice staff after and stuff, but bro, I love the ice staff. I think this is the best Wonder Weapon in Black Ops 6 and like top 5. Like, honestly, I love this Wonder Weapon. I'll get into it when he talks about it more, but I love this Wonder Weapon. They took Origin's staff, and I hate Origins. Okay, I'm gonna say that again. I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate for my outrageous takes, but I don't like Origins. I feel like the setup is too long. And before anyone complains, I like maps like Zetsbo. Okay, like they also have long setups. Long setups isn't the problem. It's the way that they're done. I just hate Origins' way of setup. It's too long. You have to build all the staves and stuff. Not all of them, but like one. And like for some of them, you have to memorize stuff. It's just annoying. I don't like that. But this one is so much better. It's easy, but it's also difficult. Like you have to prepare to get the ice staff for certain steps. But the ice staff's so much better in this game because when you shoot the shot, it instantly kills the zombies. Whereas in Black Ops 3 and like 2, the zombies have to walk in. It takes a few seconds, then they die. But this one instantly, boom, boom, like they're dead. It's so fun to use.
In that game to do a half depreciated shot, so a 3 shot or a 6 ammo per charge shot. And so another thing I really like is the ice staff is honestly not that difficult to fully upgrade. You can basically do it by round 10, and it's a fun upgrade process. Essentially, you just shoot a couple constellations on the wall, and then go into the dark ether, shoot a couple symbols. My only gripe, I think, about the upgrade process, and probably the most useless Easter egg step in this, is just something
Must speed it up.
very arbitrary, and they don't tell you. Essentially, I thought this Easter egg step was you have to shoot all of the lanterns around the map with the ice staff because they stop glowing with fire. But unfortunately, you just have to shoot 3 of them within a span of 10 seconds, which doesn't make any sense to me. I think that's probably
Yeah, that step kind of sucks. But I love the build process. I think it's what Origins of staff should have been. Like it's like they took Citadel's swords and just gave them a little bit more quests or like a little bit more to them, so it takes you a little bit longer to actually build it, and I love it. And it's hard too. Like you got to be prepared when you're actually building just the original staff, and you also have to be prepared while you're upgrading it, like the little lockdown thing where you have to fill the souls. It's hard, and that's why I like it. This map is a lot harder than the other Black Ops 6 maps. It's like Nuketown Zombies almost. For Black Ops 6. Black Ops 2, Nuketown Zombies was a lot harder because of the randomness and the close quarterness of the map, and you know, it was just a harder map. And I think this is exactly what it is here. It's a harder version of all the Black Ops 6 maps, and I love the ice staff. I'm gonna keep saying that. I love the ice staff. But yeah, some of the steps stuck, and the biggest problem I think is that in co-op you have to have all players in the Dark Ether to upgrade it. Stupidest decision. That's my biggest hate on the ice staff. It should have, like, they should patch it and just make it so that only one player has to be there, because that sucks. It means in co-op it's impossible to upgrade it. But still, I love the ice staff. Best addition in this map for me.
But outside that, the Easter egg I think is also fun. You do all the bosses sort of trials, so you do a Vermin boss trial first, which is
Yeah.
you do Parasite boss trial, which is also honestly probably the hardest one, which doesn't make sense because the Amalgam and the Doppelgas trials are literally so not totally sure why that is. And also one last positive that I can definitely give this game is I think this map has probably some of that side Easter eggs already in Black Ops 6, and that to me is saying a lot considering that Black Ops 6 Zombies has amazing side Easter eggs on Terminus, on Liberty Falls, even on Citadel. And so with this, I think
I don't think Black Ops 6 has amazing side Easter eggs. I think like a lot of them are forgettable in my opinion. I think Liberty Falls has a few that are nice, like the what is it, the Deadshot one. The bowling one I don't really use. Like I barely get rewards from that. It's too long. I don't like using that one. There's like a few that I'm not remembering, and I like the Ether Tool one because it's helpful. And in Citadel, the only one that you can consider a side Easter egg is the Incantation. That's literally the only one I do. I don't do any of the other ones. Same on Terminus. I just feel like there's not really use for it, because in all those other maps they just give you random stuff like ammo mod or like points or something, like things you can get in the game already. So like why would I do all those steps for just something like that? Whereas in this map, golden armor is the best side Easter egg because it's not something I can get in the game, and it's something that's actually worth getting because it's really powerful. It regenerates your armor and it's amazing, and I love that it's hard to get because you have to kill the 2 elite enemies. It makes you set up. It makes you like want to play the game longer so that you can get set up and then do it. And that's what I love, because it kind of feels like side quests that we got in the past where it took you a while to actually get this item and you have to prepare for it. That's what I like. I know it's not really quest driven, like you have to shoot things around the map and just keep on doing random stuff. It's just collect 2 skulls and kill the bosses, but still, I love it. And I love that you can cheese it with the mutant injection. That's what I always do all the time. They're probably going to patch it like fully, because right now I think you can still do it like in some ways, but I think they're going to patch it fully eventually. But I don't think that's that big of a deal. Probably just skill issue, just get better, kill them. But best side Easter egg Black Ops 6, and one of my favorite of all time, because of just the reward being so good. And I get people are like, reused asset, it's just the armor plate. Bro, shut up, okay? It's still cool. I love doing it. It's what's gonna make this map really memorable for me is this side Easter egg specifically.
Did a good job with the side Easter egg. And honestly, the main quest in of itself is it to.
Oh yeah, and I forgot about the other ones too. There's like simple ones too, like the free perk one where you just shoot, like where you have to just throw Molotovs or use napalm bursts on the bowls. That's actually something that I will do because it's really easy to do. It's not like Terminus, like the double points one, where it's a long ass quest and just double points. But like why would I do that? You know. But this one, I just literally at the start of the game throw some Molotovs, get my free perk, and like I need a free perk because it will help with the progression, you know. So I might as well do it. I like that.
The golden armor plate to me just seems a tad bit too difficult to get. I don't think that Treyarch really balanced it well enough for players that probably aren't really that skilled at all of these zombies. And considering that golden armor is almost an necessity
That's
for
true.
players in the boss fight, I just think that that's a balancing issue that hopefully Treyarch fixes over time. And
I mean, I like the difficulty of it, but I see what he means. Like, maybe for some people it's a little bit hard. I think I watched his stream, and he was really surprised by how difficult it was. So, yeah, I see that. I just hate the part where the Mimic just keeps on shooting his electric beams at you, and you just have to buy armor eventually. At least with the Doppelgas, you can run away from him, but the Mimic just automatically will just keep damaging you. That's probably the most annoying thing about the armor, but still, I love this quest. It's amazing. Yeah, I forgot about the golden ether tool. That's fun too.
There is, in my opinion, unfortunately, more bad, and it's just insane to me.
Okay, he's getting into the bad.
This map is such a contrast, and I know that Treyarch was trying to make this more like Liberty Falls because apparently Liberty Falls was the #1 most played DLC zombies map. Two guesses why? It's because of the camo grind and also because of directed mode. And to me, it sort of seems like Treyarch has done the same thing that they did with Cold War's Outbreak, where they're grabbing a lot of arbitrary data and not realizing why these modes are the most played mode. Because what happened with Cold War Outbreak is they put in Cold War Outbreak, it was the most played mode, and then they made MW3 zombies. And as far as Activision is concerned in terms of sales, it pretty much did not do well. As well as because a lot of people and the hype cycle for that DLC, which is pretty much non-existent. And so it's kind of the same thing that is happening again with Black Ops 6. Liberty Falls is the most played zombies map, just because it's the one that people want to do camo grinding, and because of that, the stylization of this map is more like Liberty Falls. Is that necessarily a bad thing? No, I don't think it's a bad thing, but
yeah, like, okay, now here's where he's gonna get into it. Yeah, I think they're mistaking what, like, it means by Liberty Falls being the most played map, because they don't realize why it was the most played map. It was the most played because of the camo grind, and because it was easy for casuals to get into, because of the aesthetic, because of how easy it was. And this is my biggest problem, is that I hope, because for the mansion I'm pretty sure there's rumors that it's another small map, which is very disappointing. For the tomb I think it worked because we just had Citadel, you know, a bigger, I still consider it a small map, but I guess bigger map with a lot more quest driven stuff. So I have no problem with this, okay? That's why I love the tomb and how it came out right now. But another smaller map, I don't know about that. Like, I feel like the mansion should be a big map, especially because of how much story I think is gonna be in it. Because you have Richtofen, Panos, Sam, our crew, and you know, apparently there's like some cult thing going on there. You know, it should be a big map, and I don't get why they just keep on going for small map, small map, small map, small map. That's not why Liberty Falls worked. I think for the tomb, they did it well because they made this map a harder version of Liberty Falls that was more quest driven, and the aesthetic of it was like zombies, and I think that's why this map works so well. It's like a better Liberty Falls. It's like a hardcore version of Liberty Falls, and that's why I love this map, because I love the simplicity of Liberty Falls, and I love simplistic maps, because like Town is like one of my favorite maps of all time. It has a great aesthetic, the layout is amazing, it's so easy to get into, it's so fun killing zombies, it's so fun with randoms. And Liberty Falls, I think the aesthetic just sucked, the layout not my favorite, and yeah, I think this map is perfect. It's a better version of Liberty Falls in my opinion, and that's why it works.
For the level of content and the way he was integrated onto this map. So let's start out with the things that I don't necessarily really like, and some of the biggest issues I think I had with this map. And number one, the question that I kept asking while I was playing this on this map consistently over and over is why? Why do you have a mimic again? Why is I staff back? Why are certain bosses spammed again and again on this map? Because a great example that I gave on my stream is, for example, with a mimic. That is the new enemy type, the shock mimic, which ultimately doesn't really have that much of a difference other than it can shoot a little electric ball and take away some of your armor, which, okay, whatever. But the thing is at least in Fire BZ, I know a lot of people hate the mimic step, but that mimic step gave the lore as to why mimics are the central fundamental piece of Fire BZ. And so ultimately, you don't find any of that in this map. There's no reason why the boss fight of this map is the central artifact. There's no reason why we have the mimic. There's no reason why we have the ice staff. There's no reason why the bosses are spammed over and over again. And it just detracts from the maps that it's taken from. And ultimately, one of my biggest gripes, I would say, is also the ice staff. While I love the ice staff, and I think some of the animations are cool, I find it very difficult to also tell when your shot is charged. Because on Origins, you have 3 lights that would blow up to basically signify if your staff was fully charged. Not on this. For some reason, it's just an audio cue, and sometimes it messes me up. And so that is a big game changer, especially because of...
Okay, I agree. The ice staff, I agree with the animation, but like still, I don't think it's that big of a deal. I think it's still so much fun to use. And Origins animation sucked. It's just the ice staff was literally just standing there and a few lights would glow. This one, the ice staff opens up, it's spinning, it looks so much cool, it looks more realistic, and it works on this map. As for the boss spam, I agree and disagree, and here's why. I agree that this map has too many boss enemies. I think that it would have been fine if they just got rid of the doppelgast. There's no reason why the doppelgast has to be here. But at the same time, I think that this map, it kind of works because, like, lore-wise, they have, like, these statues of each of the boss enemies, except for the Mimic. So, like, it kind of makes sense that they're here, and also, this is the last Avalon map, so it makes sense why we would why this is, like, you know, it has everybody, like, or not everybody, all the boss enemies, like the Amalgam, even though he wasn't on Avalon, so maybe I'm going nowhere, but yeah, the Amalgam, the Doppelgast, the Mimic, all of them, okay? And I like the boss spam. I think, Manglers was a little annoying because they're just spamming their cannons, but I think when you have a lot of boss enemies, it's fun in the higher rounds because it's just chaotic. You know, I think rounds 25 to 50 are my favorite, just training around because of all this boss spam and all the enemies. It's so fun to just take them out one by one and all that chaoticness. I love that, but I do agree. It does take a little bit away from the map because, you know, why don't we have like a mummy boss or something, you know, and they could just spam that, you know, I get that. But at the same time, this is the last Avalon map, so I do see why they're spamming it. But at the same time, again, I do understand. So I'm 50-50 there. I see what he means. But again, if we're going back to Black Ops 3, as for like new enemies I'm talking about, Black Ops 3, I think, introduced like 3 new enemies, or yeah, I'm talking about boss enemies, not like the mini side enemies like Hellhounds and stuff. I'm talking about boss enemies. Introduced the Margwa, I think. The Panzer was reused, so I'm not taking that. The Thrasher and the Mangler, just 3 new enemies. And in Black Ops 6, we already have the Amalgam, and we have what do you call it? What's his name? The Doppelgast. And I think in Black Ops 3, they did reuse a lot of these enemies, especially in like Revelations and stuff, and in DE, the Panzer was back and stuff. So I think the reason why it worked there was because people actually liked those enemies. They actually functioned right. But in Black Ops 6, the Amalgam sucks. I hate the Amalgam. Like, he's not fun to fight. He works fine on Terminus because of the map layout and how open it is. And on Citadel, he's perfect because you can just one-shot him with the lightning incantation. But on this map, he's just so annoying if you're not set up properly because he's just a bullet sponge. And I think that's the problem. And even the Mimic too, a lot of people don't like how you can grab him, and I agree with that. It's annoying that you can grab him. So I agree that when you're reusing enemies that people don't like, then people are going to complain about it. But let's say maybe they reused like good enemies, like, I don't know, the Margwa. I think the Margwa, a lot of people like him, but like if he was on this map and it was just him, I think people wouldn't care because, you know, he's actually a good enemy. So I see what he's saying and what a lot of people are saying, to reuse enemies because nobody likes these enemies. But I think it works fine, and I think I'm glad that they at least brought the Mimic, you know, at least made this map a little bit different from the other because it has a Mimic now. And I think the Mimic works a little bit better because he has this little shock thing so you know that he's nearby. But I agree, the boss spam isn't the best, but I don't think it really takes much away from this map. I think the gameplay of this map is amazing.
Pretty much the main side feature of this map being the golden place and also for the boss fight. And so that's definitely one of my biggest gripes. And also what everybody is complaining about, the damage on the ice staff against boss zombies is absolutely horrific. It is so bad. And so I do not want to please take another Citadel big war.
It's not okay, it's not that bad. You just spam it and then you just wait till it slowly kills them off. And you're pretty much overpowered in there. I mean, look at the high round strategy. You just camp in a corner with the ice staff and with energy mine. I don't think that's that big of a deal. So I don't. Yeah. I think the big issue is, why is the normal ice staff so shit? They should buff the normal ice staff so that I can at least use it in co-op, because that thing sucks. I think that should be buffed even more. Like, it should at least do good damage to the boss enemies, because this one, the upgrade one, at least slows them down, slowly kills them, but that one sucks. That one needs to be buffed.
It's just, to me, this is the way I see it, right? I really think that Liberty Falls in a lot of aspects is better than this map, and let me explain.
What? Whatever.
Liberty Falls does the justice to the jet gun, and what I mean by that is, when, sure, it's from transit, but they made the jet gun so much better in Liberty Falls that nobody really bats an eye to it, and I think that's what makes it so much fun. But the ice staff, in this map does absolutely nothing to honor its legacy and origins, and it just almost feels like a
What?
spit in the face when you hear the origins music and when you hear all that, and it just leads to nothing. That, I think, is the biggest red herring, and also another thing that I think is a little bit disappointing is depth perception. I thought for sure when they had Vulture and Citadel, I was like, there's
Okay, depth perception, I agree, but the ice staff, man, come on. I think it's way better than in Origins. I hate Origins, so maybe that's why I love it. The Origins music, I agree, they probably marketed this map too much similar to Origins, so I see why people are angry and frustrated that it's just not Origins, it's not what they wanted. But again, man, I think this map is amazing. The layout, everything is great. The ice staff is so much better than in Origins. It literally deletes everything as soon as you shoot a shot. Deletes everything. It's so much better than in Origins, and building it is so much more fun, so much easier to get than in Origins. I don't understand that, and like, so that's why I think it does also do justice to the ice staff, because I hate the ice staff in the Origins. Like, you guys probably can tell now, I don't like Origins. But yeah. Oh yeah, depth perception. Okay. I think they could have used depth perception properly if there were Easter egg steps and like side quests using depth perception, because I kind of see that it does kind of fit the map, because this map is like a dig site, right? There's things buried in the ground. So why couldn't they just use depth perception in Easter egg steps where you could use it to see things that are underneath the ground, and maybe you could dig them out or something, and open secret rooms and stuff, and they could have utilized this perk so much more. So I agree with that. And yeah, just why not bring back double tap? You know, just give us double tap. I think they are gonna bring it back in the mansion, but double tap, give us double tap. Depth perception, not the best. I think some people have experimented with the augments and they're not too bad. Like you can kill enemies when they're on low health, doing like extra elemental damage. That's like one of the augments. So I mean, that's good, but again, it's not the best. They could have utilized it a lot more. There's only one side quest where you need it for, the ray gun one. I love that one, by the way. But again, yeah, I understand. It kind of sucks.
But the one side Easter egg that you want depth perception for, it doesn't even work for. And I'm talking about the golden plate where you bring the two heads in the statue, you spawn in 6 APTs, and the map that spawn gets all red. There's no point. The depth perception doesn't even work there. And so maybe
that's true. Like, you have to turn on high contrast to even see the enemies. Like, they need to buff this. I think there's an augment to increase the perception radius. I've used it, it's still not that great. Like, I can barely see the zombies. They need to buff that. I agree.
But it's just such a slap in the face when Kevin Drew has done an interview at the beginning of Black Ops 6 showcasing double tap. We have bundled weapons showcasing double tap.
Yeah, they need to add double tap. I fully agree with that. Give us double tap, please.
And I wanted to say this before I go on. I am in no means like blaming Kevin Drew here, because ultimately I believe that this is just again another activist involved here, where they see the data of one map, they want to replicate it, and it's obviously not as good as what it once was. And so I do not want anybody to go against Kevin Drew here.
It's better, man. Come on, it's better than Liberty Falls, man. Come on.
I think ultimately they did the best that they could, considering that this was the shortest amount of time between a Call of Duty Zombies launch ever, and that is very, very important. And so here we have the boss fight, obviously, of the map, and it's just insane to me because we go from a massive, amazing Kraken to even the panels walk down with a lot of floor, and then also
the panels, bro. It's fun in co-op, I'll admit that, but bro, come on. This is leagues better than the panels lockdown.
Amazing Stone Guardian that we saw in Citadel, and then this map we're fighting
and the Stone Guardian, I don't like the Stone Guardian, man. Like, in solo, he's fine, and I think he's fun in solo. I think he's honestly pretty hard. Like, he's almost as hard as this boss fight in solo, but in co-op, he's so easy, and I just find him boring. You're just shooting a standing, like, statue that just stomps on you. There's no, like, gameplay elements, things you need to learn in that boss fight. This one is mechanically very, you know, what I call it, complex. Yeah, like, a lot of people failed this boss fight during the Easter egg hunt. I think Mr. Waffles, I'm talking too fast, but I think that guy failed this boss fight like 7 times. And like, that shows that this is a hard boss fight. It's very complex. You need to learn a lot of things about it. And I really do love that. Yeah, let me see what he's gonna say.
This is a mirror. So this is why ultimately I just believe that in terms of the boss fight, this map is really a massive step down. I think
bro. Origins doesn't have a boss fight. Like, I don't get it. Like, a lot of these guys who praise Origins, it doesn't even have a boss fight. Like, at least we have one, and it's complex, it's difficult. You know, I love this boss fight. It's amazing.
This is the hardest boss fight. I don't think that it adds anything to the map. Again,
bro, it adds so much to the map, man. It gives this map its identity of being a hard map, I think.
There's no dialogue, and you can tell tell that the layoffs from all the Black Ops 6 AI controversy has definitely affected this map's ending cutscene. There's also no intro cutscene, and so it goes to show, like, as well with the tease of us going to Janice Towers for DLC 3, is the DLC just going to be prolonged? Like, where is Richthofen? Where is the story behind this? Is Richthofen and British just going to be shoehorned in the final zombies map leading to the leaks that we saw for Black Ops 7? Because that's seemingly what's happened. And so, ultimately, while I can appreciate the difficulty of this map, where you see I'm running insta-kill, I'm running raindrops, I'm running Iolize, and I do like that, I just think that the payoff of this map is just not it, and it really does feel like maps like Liberty Falls do this map better. They just do such a better job. Even Firebase Z has an original wonder weapon, original enemy that is explained inside of the map. So there's just a lot that I don't really understand with the making of this map. And ultimately, I was severely disappointed with the Easter egg ending cutscene, because it basically proves the leaks right, and also proves, in my honest opinion, that we will have basically no conclusion for Richthofen and Britis and this chaos story, the Sentinel artifact, probably until DLC 4. And it just seems like another game where they prolong the entire game to get to one plot point. This is something we also saw in DL4, where again, that game was basically stretched out to have the Great War map, and then that map didn't come in because people were playing the original older DLC. So that's really my
Okay, he's speaking facts about the story. Okay, this is probably my biggest complaint about this map. I will explain at the end why I still love this map, and I think it's the best Black Ops 6 map. But story-wise, I agree. This is like the worst story. There's barely any dialogue in this map between the characters themselves. You know, Sir Archibald, who's literally teased as this new character. The ending cutscene, all that. Barely any story. No intro cutscene, all that. But like, it sucks. The story should have been told way more in this map, and it should be explained why we have the ice staff, why we're fighting the Sentinel artifact. Maybe the Sentinel artifact should have, talked to us like how the Guardian was talking to us through the Owl in Citadel. So yeah, the story sucks in this map. That's the biggest disappointment, and I really hope that he's not right, that they just prolong it to DLC 4 just like Black Ops 4. But yeah, and I know a lot of people say it's because of the AI thing, but I just disagree, because game devs and like studios and stuff, they usually record their stuff like a year or a few months before the game's release, and the fact that there already is some new quotes in this map that are not in the other ones shows that it's not because of some legal thing. And I think truly they just didn't want this map to really be story based, and they were just focusing on just giving us a little bonus map between the waits. So that kind of sucks, but yeah, I think that's what I 100% agree with.
While I like the boss fight, while I think it's interesting, a great example of why I think it's just not is it's just because of Voyage of Despair. Look at Voyage of Despair. In that map, sure, the East right is bad. Sure, the water methods are bad, whatever. But at least I can give that map credit for turning the Sentinel artifact into the iceberg, which then turns into the Eye of Odin or Eye of Ra for that zombie's map for the boss, which I think is amazing. I think honestly, like, a lot of my
That's true.
Is, again, bo6, but also just artificial difficulty. There's a lot of wait time in this boss fight. There's a lot of wait time even just like getting the golden plate and stuff. And I will admit, the golden plate is good, but it's not even as good as the version that we had in MW3 Zombies, where it instantly regenerated a whole plate.
Okay, it's not as good, but like, bro, still. Wait time is good. It makes it harder, makes progression good. It adds intensity. Like the wait time in the boss fight, it's so intense because you get through this huge whole phase of fighting the buffed up doppelganger, and your heart's pounding, and then now you're waiting for the next phase to fight like the mimic. Now that just adds so much to the boss fight. It's so intense. I love that.
The way that it works in this map is quite slow. And so there's just a lot of little things that I've seen in this map where I do love the aesthetics and I do love the way this map looks, but gameplay-wise, to me, this is hands down the worst Black Ops 6 zombies map for gameplay.
Bro.
It's because nothing meshes well and makes sense on this map. To me, it's just...
I think he's getting it confused. I think he's mixing the story and the gameplay into one. That's why I think he doesn't like it. So I see where he's coming from, but I mostly play maps for the gameplay, and I think gameplay-wise, it's the best in Black Ops 6. I think it's top 10, honestly, of all time. It's so much fun. It's, the map layout is so small, and, like, it works perfectly. It doesn't have transit issues, Mob of the Dead issues, where someone goes down on the other side of the map, you can't res them. You can res them easily. It flows so well, and it kind of feels like Shadows of Evil, where you have, like, the pack-a-punch in the middle of the room. It works nice. I think the layout is amazing. The progression is slow, and it makes you set up for whatever you want to do. If you want to get, the ray gun side of your Shrek, if you want to do the armor plate side of your Shrek, if you want to get the staff, you have to set up. You have to get, really set up to really get those things. It's not easy, and it adds a lot of progression into this map. It makes it feel a lot different than the other maps where you just open a few doors, get, pack a punch, and then boom, you're in the map.
Making sense with the game because of the point system, and then also the swords and all the lore, and then understanding there's just nothing.
But Vulture doesn't fit that map at all. Like, it doesn't. They just added it just cause. I think just death perception just sucks. That's why people are complaining.
Even understand Archibald, I get it artifact, but there's not much added, and you can tell that this guy was basically just brought into the map as exposition, and there's not really much of a point where we'll probably see him much.
Yeah, that's true. Like, where is this guy? He has like barely any quotes. We barely see him, and like the characters just almost feel like they're not even talking to him. Like they don't even acknowledge his existence in the map. So like story wise, yeah, I agree. He sucks as well.
And so ultimately, even though I think this is one of those really long maps since Black Ops 4, it is a map that is worth for me personally because I do not like the using of the enemies or the amalgams. There's no point for
Makes sense. Makes sense.
on this map, especially because it's just not even that different from the original Mimic. And the lore in this map to me is also just really non-existent, and I think that's really due to the Black Ops 6 voice actors leaving. Like, this map even has like an Origins dig-up system, but then it also has like a Shadows of Evil pod system in the Dark Ether area, and so there's a lot that I don't understand.
The pod system sucks though. I will say that. But the Stig one is good.
It's challenging and exciting. Ultimately, I still think that the gameplay of this map really brings it down, and I think it does it how the ice staff is not as powerful as the original version. I will say though, it has a larger radius than the original version.
But what does he say later?
And ultimately, my channel was right by saying, why did we just get a Dark Ether staff? We see that in House of Zombies on certain maps, and so
that's true.
The question, why? Why did all of this happen? Season I also have to use. I think honestly, the salvage one might be casual there and like just like a fun survival map. I think it's all that you can get a nice staff, you can get it upgraded, be the speed runs of this map because there's just certain things I don't. While I think this boss fight is challenging, it's not fun like what Black Ops 6 was for. And I really hope that we do not get another sort of filler experience map. But to me, it does not honor rating that I will give this map to be. Unfortunately, I have to say personally, this is my least favorite zombies map in all of Black Ops 6.
Bruh. What? Oh my god, bro, that's crazy. Okay, yeah, I had to skip through because I gotta end this video, but I just think that's outrageous. I think that, you know, yeah, it's kind of a filler map, but even if it isn't, I think it's great. You know, it's so different from the other maps. It's less quest driven, or it is quest driven, but like less story based, I guess. And I know the story sucks. I agree with that. The story sucks. Reusing is not the best, and you know, new stuff isn't great either. But again, man, a lot of maps in the past have had reused assets. Like Revelations is literally a whole map that's reused assets, and he's basically saying that Revelations is better than this. So like, I don't get what he's saying. And in Black Ops 3, we had like 4 new wonder weapons: the Apothecary Servant, what do we have? The bows, KT4, and Brigham Mark 3. So 4 new wonder weapons in that whole game's life cycle. And in this game, we have Beam Smasher and swords, so that's 2. So I mean, and there's rumored to be 3 more maps coming, so we could easily get 2 more new wonder weapons of that. Even if the next one is the Wonder Waff, we still have 2 more maps after that that could give us new wonder weapons. So it's not that big of a deal that they brought back the ice stuff. It's actually cool, and that's why I think this map works, is because I think the mansion is meant to be the next, you know, quest driven map, and like, you know, next story map with a ton of lore and stuff. And that's why I love this map, because it was just like given to us for this season just to give us some filler content, and it works so well in doing that. It has such a fun gameplay replayability loop. It has so many great side Easter eggs. It's so fun to go for high rounds. Even the high round community is loving this map way more because it's not just mutant injection spam. The staff is so much fun to use. The boss fight's hard. Again, progression in this map's amazing, and that's why I love this map. It's a filler map, but it's done right, and it's like Liberty Falls, but like spun around in the opposite direction. It's more of a hardcore version of Liberty Falls. That's why I love this map. So I gotta end this video now. I've been yapping so much and just saying the same things like over and over again. So if you guys like this video, subscribe, and peace.